Hey guys, I realise I've not given you much content today, so I'm going to give you a little bit of content now. And the powerlifting coach in my gym, head GB coach, told me to get this. He told me this book was the best programming book he's ever picked up, and so I recommend you pick it up if you're really interested in programming. Personally, I recommend you pick up as many textbooks you can on programming because it's such a vast subject. My favourites are Practical Programming by Mark Richter. Second would be The Scientific Principles of Strength Training by Mike Israetel et al. If you want some free programming sources of information, my number one recommendation would probably be bodyrecomposition.com, and then also journals. They have nutrition. I'd probably recommend Lyle McDonald's books, Flexible Dieting, and also his book on protein is fantastic. Then Alan Aragon's Lean Muscle Diet. If you want to take it a step further, you want a more in-depth view, then get The Essentials of Sports and Exercise Nutrition by Precision Nutrition. Buy that actually separately, or you can sign up and do their exam, their course, and actually get qualified like me. Give you guys a bit of a diet tip before I go to bed. Try putting cream cheese, low-fat cream cheese, in your oats. It'll make it nice and creamy. Sundays are all the more better when you look at the PTDC's best articles of the week list and you're there in the bodybuilding zone. Check out the article, guys. Seriously massively pumped to see the results and the community that's being built in the mini cut movement. If you're interested in joining it next time, here. I'm just out for a walk after doing some kind of coaching work this morning. I'm up for a Q&A, so if you've got any questions, ping them across, I'll give you an answer. Not feeling massively pumped for life today. Probably noticed, not massively enthusiastic, so I'm hoping some of your questions will make you a bit pumped, and I'll get into it. First question come in, I apologise, it's a bit windy, and it's pre-workouts, non-caffeine based. What are my recommendations? I'm going to recommend any sort of product to you because I don't think there are any products that are going to make that big a difference for your pre-workout. I'm going to recommend you get sufficient sleep, you're fueling your workouts properly, you're having carbohydrates in and around those workouts. Sleep and fueling them nutritionally are key. When you've got those two things nailed down, other things that can help are just kind of placebo. So like having something like a tasty squash drink or even some chewing gum thing. Just remember, get your head in the zone, listen to some pumping up music that's going to get you motivated to go work out. That can really help your workout. Question has come in and it's basically someone struggling on a cut, they're quite a small person and their calories are really low. What can they do? Without knowing exactly everything about you, without context, I don't know if you're taking refeeds, if you've had diet breaks, how long you've been dieting. I'm going to assume you've got all that in check. Make sure you're keeping protein high. Protein is the most satiating macronutrient. Make sure you've got lots of fibre and make sure you're eating high volume foods. These items are high on the satiety index, which is important when you're dieting. Then also use strategies like smaller eating windows, keep yourself busy, those things. I recommend you check out my series on my blog, the Get Shredded series. That has some really, really helpful tips on food selection, food environment, sleep, things like that. I'll give you guys something to think about, and that is periodizing your caffeine intake, because we've been talking about caffeine and pre-workouts, so I'll talk about that now. Think about what caffeine does for you. It gives you kind of a energy-free source of energy, so no calories. It heightens your performance and focus. Now think about when is it hard to get focused and when is it hard to have sufficient energy to fuel workouts. When you're dieting, when you're in a calorie deficit. When you're bulking and you're in surplus calories, why the hell should you need a pre-workout? And also, if it's the first week of your mesocycle, why do you need to... Times it would be useful is the final week of your mesocycle before your deload, when you're really killing it, and also when you're dieting and it's tough and you need the satiation, you need the energy. Guys, what I'm saying is don't take a pre-workout when it's your deload week and you're bulking. That's just stupid. Dude, you can do what you want. It's all just advice. I just would advise you not to in those situations, and use a pre-workout when you really need it so it gets max benefit. I joined my girlfriend to just take some bits back to Topshop, and what do we end up doing? We end up coming back with a new coffee table. Charlotte, what are we doing right now?
Carrying back a coffee table.
But no, right now we're resting because this coffee table is bloody heavy. The question come in. Question is, 140-pound female who's pretty damn active. What would the lowest carb intake be that I'd recommend? So doing estimates here, I'd say a pretty heavy calorie deficit would be around 1,400 calories for this person. Using that as my base calorie kind of minimum, I then make sure to set protein appropriately, get minimum fats there, and then whatever left for carbohydrates. There isn't an absolute minimum carbohydrate intake that I'd say you have to have. You could go very low carb and have your calories come from protein and fats. However, if you're doing resistance training, you're lightly active, you want those carbohydrates there, so make sure you're getting plenty. Just set them appropriately. Check out this article. Remember, what I've given you there are all estimates. You want to make sure you're not losing weight too fast. So if you're losing more than 1% of your body weight every single week, that might be too fast. Guys, so I've got another question come through. What's the difference to your total daily energy expenditure between sitting and standing? So on average, our heart rate is elevated so much so that it beats 10 times more per minute. So you burn 0.7 calories more per minute on average. Then the day you stood for 4 hours rather than sitting, that could be 170 calories an extra a day. If you did that every day, think. Might be thinking, how the hell did I know that just off the top of my head? But I didn't. It's because I've researched it in the past, because I think there's a missing link between diet and exercise and why we're overweight. One paper found the difference between lean and obese individuals was the fact that lean people were on average standing for 2.5 hours more than the obese. So I just want to put this out there, and I'd really appreciate it if you get anything from my Snapchat and you think it would help other people, please share my Snap code. Dinner this evening is ricotta and spinach filled pasta with onions, peas, broccoli, tomato sauce and tuna. If you want a pro tip from me in terms of like a nice sauce that goes with loads of meals, just put in passata or tin tomatoes and then stock cube. Banging. So you should know my girlfriend is dieting right now, and she's going to show you a meal and how many calories she's on.
1,400 calories. And I've got a veggie burger, sweet and carrot mash, cauliflower.